Hi everyone, Tori here today with another scrapbooking process video. This one is called Love You More, and I am using the Felicity Jane Note to Self kit, which I am in love with. Just look at these beautiful papers. Like, how could you not want to create with them? Honestly, they're just so pretty. So when I saw this kit, I just loved how all of the papers look so beautiful together. Like, I sort of spread them out on my desk and was just so happy with how pretty they were that I really wanted to make a few layouts where I used multiple pieces of paper and did some pattern piecing or pattern paper mixing. So I decided to make this layout. And I had this idea. I had seen something on Pinterest where somebody had used a bunch of triangles on their layout, and I thought, oh, that would look so pretty with these papers. So I grabbed out my what's this called thing? What's this thing called? Okay, it's called a Cuttlebug. I grabbed out my Cuttlebug and some triangle die cut, thin wafer die cut things, and decided to cut out a bunch of triangles using these. Now, I don't have any triangle punches or anything, so this is my only way to make triangles, but I loved it. So I was watching Grey's Anatomy, and I just cut out a bunch of triangles using the Note to Self papers, and thankfully they're all double-sided, so whenever I cut them out, it was like I had two choices, the front and the back. And so I took 3 of the papers from the kit, cut off a chunk of it, and then started just cutting out triangles. And my thought process was that I would get like a solid background and then just put a whole bunch of triangles all over it, some overlapping. And originally my thought would be that they would be more concentrated. Sorry, that's the oven. That they would be more concentrated in the middle and then sort of fade out. But let's be honest, I got excited about the triangles and I sort of forgot about my plan and started sticking them all over the place. So you're going to see that in a few minutes, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Look at me getting ahead of myself. Okay, I'm just so excited about this layout because I love all the bright colors, and the Felicity Jane kit was like magic to play with, so it was perfect. So, okay, back to where I am. So this is a Cuttlebug, which I bought at Michael's because I know people often ask me where I get my stuff from. And then the thin wafer dies that are triangles, I believe they came from Studio Calico a long time ago when I was still a kit subscriber. And then all of the papers and things like that came from the Felicity Jane kit. So in the kit, you get 2 pieces of cardstock, and one of them was this beautiful pink cardstock, and I thought it would look pretty with all of the different triangle shapes and sizes. So, well, they're not really different shapes, they're all one shape. So I really thought it would be fun to include a doily in this layout too, but I just could not make it work. Don't you hate that when you have something you really want for it to work and it just won't work? So I'm going to play around with the doily for a while, leave it there, try to do different things, and it just doesn't make it on. I thought maybe if I map my photo, it'll work, but that didn't work. And then I thought, well, maybe if I just stick the triangles down on the page and try it out. No. So I gave up on that and just went back to my original plan, which was to put triangles on a fun background. And I wanted somewhere to do journaling, so I grabbed this 4x6 Project Life card, which I had in my stash, and I can't remember where it came from. Sorry. And I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to do my journaling on there, and then overlap the photos, and then put the triangles all over the place. It's going to be wonderful. And if you're wondering, I use a mixture of adhesives. I use double-sided score tape or double-sided tape. I think it's Express It by Copic to put underneath my photos and my Project Life card because I want them to be flat. And then I use my hot glue gun for everything else. Okay, I feel like this layout is totally all over the place. Okay, not the layout, but the process video. So, sorry. Usually I feel a little bit more or better organized than this, but I've been making a lot of process videos today, as in like doing the voiceovers, and eventually I just get kind of silly. So, and it's been a long day, so you'll just have to forgive me. Sorry. Okay, so is there any rhyme or reason with the triangles? No, not really. I just kind of glued them all over. I started with the biggest ones and then the medium ones, and then I went to the smallest ones and kind of filled in the spots. And I just tried to like spread the patterns out so there wasn't two of the same pattern like right next to each other. And when I make a layout like this where I put die cuts or punch pieces or shapes on the background like this, I feel like my rule of thumb is more is more. So I just kind of stick them all over the place until I feel happy, and a couple doesn't make me happy. I need like a bajillion of them. So I'm going to speed it up because this was like a long process. But it still was fun. Honestly, I really actually find layouts like this where I get to do like a bajillion of something really therapeutic. So I just stick on Grey's Anatomy and just kind of go for it and stick wherever. And my rule of thumb is like, don't second guess yourself. Stick it down, put it down, and forget about it. Because sometimes I feel like we're just so, I don't know what's the word. We're just so self-conscious, or we're so, I don't know, like we don't trust ourselves to make the right decisions. So we keep going and going and going, but we take it too slow instead of just going with our gut. And like maybe if I had spent a little time thinking before sticking things down, I would have realized that the two triangles in the bottom left-hand corner are the same pattern. Or I would have realized that the triangle that's on the left there next to the flower Project Life card is going the wrong direction. Like all of them are either up or down, and that one's going sideways. But you know, if I didn't point those things out to you, you probably wouldn't have noticed, although some of you probably would have. And the average person looking at my scrapbook's not going to notice, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. Scrapbooking should be fun. We should enjoy the process. Enjoy the mundane gluing down of objects, and enjoy just making something that makes us happy. And for me, that's what scrapbooking is all about. Making something that makes me happy and just going with it. So after I stuck down all those triangles, you notice that I stuck down a bunch of sequins. So the Felicity Jane Note to Self kit came with like a little pillow box kind of thing that had all these sequins in it. So I stuck those down too, just kind of like some on the triangle, some off. And then I added a puffy sticker that said "Love You More," which was an exclusive in the kit. And I figured that could be my title, even though it's kind of little. I added the cork heart next to the "Love You More." And then I stamped the date. So this was February 4th this year. And I just put that at the bottom of the Project Life card. And then I considered putting another title on there, but ended up deciding not to. And decided I just really liked the title "Love You More." It was simple, and I say that to my mom all the time. Like, I say, "I love you," and she's like, "No, I love you." And I'm like, "No, I love you more." So I felt like that just worked really well. And then I thought about adding some photo corners just on the photo to draw some attention to it. And I had stuck it on 3 of the corners because 3 of them were showing, and I just felt like it looked so weird on top of my head. So I ended up taking it off. I kind of wish now that I hadn't put them on, but if I try to take them off, it's going to rip. So it's staying. And then I'm just going to finish the layout off with some journaling. And I just talked about how I love my mom so much, and it was nice for us to get to go to Florida together for somebody's wedding. And that's just simple journaling. I have a bunch of other layouts that talk about that, so I just wanted something simple here. Okay, that's it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you're following me, and love ya. Bye.